Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining me this Monday afternoon. And we're about to cover, you're about to discover how you can make £6,000 plus per month as or your own social media marketing consultant in the next 12 weeks or less. So just a quick bit of housekeeping on the control panel. If you're new to webinars, you will see on the right hand side of your screen a control panel, and there's a bit that sticks out further than the rest of it, and in there, or at the top of that sticky outy bit, you'll have a red button with a white arrow. So if the control panel's in your way, you can click on that white arrow and it will shift it over to the side. And there's also a little hand icon on the sticky outy bit, a technical term. So the hand icon is just if I ask you to interact in the webinar. If you've got any questions that come up for you as I'm talking, please just keep posting them in the box, in the question box, which is in the control panel on the right hand side. And at the end of the presentation, I'll come to the questions and we'll answer all the questions that have been submitted. So before I get started too much, can you just pop your hand up? So can you just click on the hand icon to confirm that you can A, hear me, and B, see my screen? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you. Well, that's perfect then. I just didn't want to get half the way there and then you can't hear me. And I remember actually being on a webinar with Nick once when he did that. He was about 15 minutes in and realised that he hadn't unmuted himself. So it's entirely feasible that that could have happened, so I didn't want it to happen. Right, so let's have a look at what we're going to be covering. But first, I promised you a free DVD. If you stick around to the end of this webinar, I'll tell you how you can get your hands on that free DVD set. 2 DVDs, one for Facebook and one for Twitter, which you can get. It's not even the get the DVD free and pay for postage and packing. So we're covering the P&P as well. So we'll show you how to do that. I'll tell you how to do that at the very end. So the Social Superstars University is the program I'm going to be talking about today, and it's for people who are looking for a new business direction. It's for internet marketers looking to add an additional stream of income. It's for business owners looking for an add-on to their existing services, or it's for business owners looking to become their most profitable social marketer. So all 4 of these groups of people are going to get the max from the next 90 minutes that we're going to be spending together here this afternoon. So who am I? Well, I am Veronica Pullen, and some of you may have met me at the Small Business Success Summit a couple of weeks ago. The photo at the bottom there is me on stage. I was on Saturday, same day as Ryan Dice. So I have a 6-figure social marketing business. I've got a team of 6 currently. That's 4 full-timers, including me and my husband, and 2 other part-time outsourcers. I've won 6 awards, including the APCTC Small Business Coach of the Year. I've been Entrepreneur of the Month 3 times, and I was also handpicked by Theo Pafisa as one of his favourite social marketing small business owners. I'm the author of 2 internet marketing books, and they're on Amazon. So if you just go to Amazon and type in my name, you'll get both of those books. Both of them are on Kindle, and one of them is available as a paperback. And 89% of our clients come via the social networking that I do, including some of the UK's leading marketers, including Dan and Nick. So what I'm about to teach you here really works, but the focus of this is not about what you can do on social media so much, but about what you can do that integrate with social media. So in 2009, I spent 12 months out of work, and that really does mess around with your head, doesn't it? If you've ever spent any time out of work, it really does screw with your confidence, and obviously it screws with your finances, because in March 2009 I was declared bankrupt. I went bankrupt for rather a lot of personal debt that happened after my first marriage broke up. I moved to Red Hill in 2009. I didn't break up my marriage in 2009. I moved to Red Hill. There was a couple of years gap. But I moved to Red Hill to live with my then boyfriend, who is now my husband. And I had some part-time temporary jobs, which I absolutely hated. Because in my previous life, I was a bookkeeper. And after being out of work for 12 months, I just kind of wanted something to get back into the saddle, and I took these part-time temp jobs. But I was really desperate to work for myself again. That's what I wanted more than anything, was to have my own business. And when a contract ended early, and for ended early you can read I was kicked out, my husband offers to support me financially. So bearing in mind I hadn't been back in work very long, so offers to support me financially for 6 months to run my own business. And if by those 6 months I couldn't make my wages back, I have to go and get another job. Not going to happen. So some of the strategies I'm going to be teaching you here this afternoon are strategies that I use to get that salary back ASAP, because there was no way that I was going to work for somebody else again. Never. Not after spending all those time daydreaming about working from home. So in 2010-11, I did what everyone does. I did what all of the experts, well, a lot of the experts at that level tell you that you need to do. I joined BNI and for networking, and I exhausted myself. It's not me. I'm not a very good offline networker. In fact, I'm a pretty crap offline networker. My offline networking strategy involves sitting in a chair and waiting for people to come to me. And that kind of works when you're a speaker, but it doesn't work when you're there in a room full of people equal to you. It just doesn't happen. So not only that, but I was having to get up really, really early because I was born with partial hearing loss, and at the age of 12 I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and that gets more and more severe as each year goes by. So in order to get to BNI on time, because it starts ridiculously early in my opinion, I was having to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and so by 11 I was finished. So what I was doing is I was going to these networking events, getting really rubbish results, and knackering myself, trying to fit into this mould of what everyone said that I should be doing, and stop that. So, like I said, I got my first bunch of clients using the methods that I'm going to be sharing with you here today. Well, I said tonight, this is the first, I've done 3 of these webinars, and this is the first daytime one that I've done, so today. And at that point, my business was full-time social media management, so it was just me managing the client. And I joined the Entrepreneur Circle. The Entrepreneur Circle was my first foothold, if you like, into the investments that I've made over the year into learning how to be a better marketer. And you may have seen Nigel Botterill on the stage at the summit as well. He was on just before lunch, I was on afterwards. And Nigel is the owner of the Entrepreneur Circle. Because I'm not new to social media. I started using social media when I was 26 so I've already been, by then I'd already been diagnosed, well, I'd already had the hearing loss because that was there from birth. I'd already been diagnosed with DRA, and then I was diagnosed with an eyesight condition and called retinitis pigmentosa. And that eyesight condition, in the UK, a diagnosis of that condition means an immediate revocation of your driving licence. So it's actually taken me 7 years to learn to drive because it didn't come easy to me. And 6 months after I'd got my licence, they took it away. And it was at that point that I started socialising online, because I realised that I couldn't get out and about as easy as it is for most other people. So I moved it online, because then I don't have to be out and about. I can be active, socialising in those days, networking in these days, without getting out of bed if I need to. No, don't get the wrong impression. I don't spend all day in bed, but if I needed to, I could. And that's why I love social media so much, because I think it's fair to say that most people have challenges in their life, or have things that they might believe hold them back. You know, it might be that you're a single parent and that you've got children that you need to be around for in the evenings and at weekends when they're not at school, or maybe all day. So that might mean that you can't get to meetings, networking meetings, but you have the same allowance, you have the same options that I do, that you can do your networking from home using your phone, iPad, computer, laptop, whatever. But the fact that you can't get to the physical meetings it's not an issue at all. After that first year, I gave up local networking. I don't do it anymore. That's my rule. It's not happening. The only time you'll find me at a local networking event is if I'm speaking there. And it's an entirely different kettle of fish now, because I think the summit was probably the 4th event I've been to this year. I really am not. Everything I've achieved, everything I do it from home. So if you're sitting here now thinking, I've got all of these challenges, or I've got this challenge or that challenge that I feel is holding me back, social media is the answer to that, because you can do all of your marketing and, in my case, and maybe in your case as well, run a business, complete business from here. The fact that I'm less mobile than I would say 99.9% of you guys here today does not hold me back in any way, thanks to social media. So the last thing that was added to my diagnosis list was about 5 or 6 years ago. I discovered that I also have Asperger's syndrome. So the Asperger, actually, I see as a gift. It's not a disability, because it gives me a different level of insight, and it's some of those insights that I teach today. So, that's my gift to my world. In 2011-12, I jumped up another level in investing in my learning. I joined Nicola Cairncross's mastermind group. Some of you might know of her. It was in July 2011 that I won my first award. January 2012, I launched my first info product. And in 2012, I actually spent 8 months of that year virtually blind, about 85% blind, because of the retinitis pigmentosa, the eye condition. It's a side effect that you can get early onset cataracts. And in 2012, at the end of 11, beginning of 12, I suddenly developed full cataracts in both eyes. And I had the surgery in July. I went private to bring it forward, so that I try and speed it up a bit. And then it went wrong. There was a complication due to the injections I have to take for the RA, and it made the scars heal up wrong. So for 4 days I was actually blind. So 4 days, and it's not a thing I want to repeat. But in that year, I was still working. It didn't stop me working. I don't know now how I did, because I couldn't see the computer. I couldn't read a computer. I had to do everything on my phone, which I turned inside out, white on black. But I started managing Joanna Marston's social media and writing her blogs that year. At the end of that year, I published my book, my first book. And as soon as the surgery was done and I was able to see again, I joined Nick Jones's mastermind group, and at that point my turnover was 40,000. And that, at the time, was a huge step for me. It scared the living crap out of me. It was a lot of money for me at that time. But it's one of the best things that I've ever done, because that fear, when you invest at that level that makes you feel a bit sick, a bit scared, that's where the magic happened. And some real magic has happened as a result of me investing. In 2013, last year, I went away and looked at why some of my clients were taking what I was teaching at the time and getting some amazing results, and others weren't. And I went away and studied what the successful people do differently. The successful social marketers do differently. And as a result of that, I created my 8-step social marketing profits blueprint. And in July last year, my husband was able to leave his job and join the business full time. And at that point, we also employed another part-time at 30 hours a week. So in July last year, there was 3 of us. At the end of my year with Nick, I joined John Richardson's mastermind group, and turnover at that point was 85,000. And I've worked with Nick and Dan and Fiona Harold for doing their social media. And last year I also launched 2 more information products. Fast forward to today, and the turnover is, the last month I did the report, we were 140,000. We've now got a team of 6, and we're about to become 7, taking on another full-time person. I've written 2 books with 6 information products. I've got a mastermind group, private mentoring client, and over 500 clients in total. And we now live on the Royal Island, and the Royal Island is the Isle of Wight, somewhere that I've wanted to live for 20 years. And because my husband was working before, we had to be near enough to where he worked. So it was when we got to a point where I could afford to pay him, he left the job that he hated, and we were able to move over here. So we now live on the Isle of Wight, and both of us work full-time from home. And we have 4 full-time workers that don't work here with us, they work remotely. But it's just amazing, because when we moved from Surrey to here, the business wasn't negatively impacted at all, because all of our networking was done online. So it's never really mattered where I am. And that's another huge benefit for you. So over the next 75 minutes or so, this webinar is going to create more success stories than I've created in all my years online. If you take what I'm about to teach you this afternoon and go and do it, you will be able to attract some serious clients, a lot of clients to your business. So you are about to discover why social media marketing and or consultants. It might be that you want to be your own profitable social marketer, or it might be that you want to do social media for others. Either way, everything I'm about to share with you here and the university will be right for you. I'm going to teach you how you can earn at least 3,000 to 6,000 per month as an or your social marketer in less than 15 hours work a week. How to quickly build a recurring monthly customer base. The client getting tactics that everyone is missing, and the easy and effective way to retain clients. There's one core thing that clients want when you're managing social media for them, or when you're managing it for yourself. There's one core thing that you want, and that is lead/sales. And I'm going to show you how to go and find the people who are waiting to buy. So the opportunity here for social media managers is that social media marketing budgets are projected to double in the next 5 years. The small business owners are investing more and more in having social media done for them. An estimated $135 billion will be spent on social media marketing next year. Unfortunately, not to you and I. Now, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Social media advertising will increase by 1/4 in 2015. For every person out there upset, in inverted commas, at what they perceive Facebook are doing to small business owners now, there are at least 5 more celebrating the amazing opportunities there. And it sounds like that the amount of people recognising the opportunities there is going to increase by another 25%. Social media budgets will double. I just said that. 62% of marketers in 2012, right, granted this is 2 years old, but back then said that social media was becoming more important to the marketing. So fast forward on 2 years and that number will be much more significant, especially when you look at the figures for 2015, the projections for 2015. It's a huge opportunity. And why consulting? Well, it's predicted to grow by 83% by 2018. The US market for management consulting grew 8.5% last year to $39.3 billion. And the fastest growing areas are marketing and sales. It's all about acquisition of leads, conversion of leads into customers, and that's exactly what we can do. It's also extremely highly profitable business, as in the overheads are very low. If it's just you doing clients' social media, your profit margins they're not 100%, obviously, because you've got to pay for software and stuff, but they're way ahead of 50% and they're likely to be around the 90%. If you're like me and you built your business in the way that I pour a lot of my profit into stuff so that it frees me up to create and work with our mentoring client, then your profit margin will be lower, but they'll still be ahead of 50, which is very different to buying something. And the other thing is, these numbers are not insignificant numbers. So, you know, like you might buy something for a tenner and sell it for 13 quid. That's £3 per sale profit, gross profit. But here, you say you're selling for £250 a month, 200 of that could be profit. One sale, repeated income. It's a really great business to have, especially from the point of view of that you can do it all very well from home, as in without going out if you don't want to. I mean, I know that you're probably a bit more of a social animal than I am. Your choice. Your business, you write the rules. So if you currently sell any type of business or marketing advice or consultancy or social media management, it's an easy add-on. Extra services you can offer your client. If you sell any type of services online or you want to start, then the strategies that I'm going to share can be easily adapted to your own business. So while I'm going to be teaching about social media done for you for other people, a very slight adaptation of what I say, and it can be modelled to your own business. You know, like I just said, it's regular recurring income. So you set up clients, it's on a monthly retainer, so you get paid every month. Upfront fees are standard. You charge for a setup and you charge for month one on day one. Very few to zero bad debts. I'm not going to sit here and say you won't get any bad debts, because you will. There will be the occasional client that hit trouble in month 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what have you. But it's a hell of a lot different to other people that I see who take on a new client, do a whole load of work for them and then don't get paid. That isn't going to happen, because upfront fees are standard. It's not unusual. It's the norm to get paid straight away. You get higher income from just a handful of clients. So you only have to sell a few times. You don't have to sell hundreds of times yet, unless you want to. And you've got the freedom. You know, I work less than 10 hours a week on my consulting work because of the way I've set up my business. And it doesn't matter where I live. Ever. If I wanted to go and live in Thailand, it wouldn't matter, because clients aren't used to seeing me. So here's the first 2 strategies that you can use to find clients to get started. People Per Hour is a site where outsourcers advertise themselves, and hiring people advertise for staff that they need, or outsourcers that they need. Now what you can do 2 things on People Per Hour. The first one is that you can create what they call an hourly, which is your own job posting. So you say, I am available for, and you can offer an audit of their Facebook account and their Twitter account to tell them what they can do to improve the results that they get from social media. And inside the university, I'm going to give you the whole checklist and the whole template for how an account can be optimized, and how you can convey what they need to do to their account to get more profit. And you then have the opportunity to upsell. When you've given them a report, let's just say you give them a report and you say, right, what's missing is you need a cover image. Let's just, for example, that's a really basic one, but for example. And then so if you need a couple of minutes, we can do that for you for 25 quid or what have you. So it might be you need a properly written about section. If you need that doing, we can do that for you for £100 and £200. So you have the option to upsell after giving them the first audit very cheaply, and we'll make it so that it takes very little time for you to do the audit. The second thing you can do is to scroll down, search for the people who are hiring for work and write proposals. And write proposals to get those jobs. So have a look on people per hour and have a look at what they're hiring for that you can do, and create an hourly and post it so that people can hire you. Now, Elance is the site that I use most often. Elance is the site that I used at the very beginning. And the same thing there. Post a job, or 2 jobs, one for Facebook and one for Twitter. Don't do them both at a low rate. And then search for the people who are hiring right now, work that you can do. And at the point where I created this slide, 745 people were hiring right now, and that changes all the time. Every single day, more and more people are hiring. And you just go through and you put in your proposals, and it's really easy to write a winning proposal. Having been on both sides, I can give you the strategy to write proposals that will get you noticed. But there's 2 more, the Elance. And don't forget Fiverr. Are you familiar with Fiverr? Fiverr.com. And it's a brilliant site. It's a site where people will do anything, almost, for $5. And you can get all sorts of random stuff done. And I've used it quite a lot. But you can use Fiverr as a lead generation tool also. Because the same audit, you can offer 2 separate gigs for $5. And exactly the same as before. You carry out the audit and then you upsell them into what they need. And there are thousands of entrepreneurs with cash on Fiverr. Most of the people that I know in business at high levels as well use Fiverr. Purely because it's quick and it's easy. And if you think a typical upsell job is 250 quid a month, doing a few gigs that take you 10 minutes for $5 can be a nice little way in. Now, if you're not here because you're considering doing social media for other people, think about what you can put out for yourself and your existing business, and then upsell them. What can you do? What can you offer on Fiverr? If you've got an ebook, if you've got a lead magnet, stick that up there. What else can you offer? Or do something active that you can upsell them afterwards. Now, when husband gave me that ultimatum, I went straight to Elance. The very first thing I did was Elance. And about 80% of the people, so what I would do is I would go through those jobs twice a day and write proposals for the ones that I wanted. You don't get paid you don't get paid the going rate. You don't get paid what you're worth on Elance. But 80% of the people that hired me on Elance then hired me privately after the first job. So they use Elance to like test you, which is fine. We can live with that. But then they hire you afterwards. So think about people per hour, Elance and Fiverr. What can you offer on there right now? And what can you search for? People who are on Elance and people per hour. What can you do that you can write proposals for and get work right now? And don't forget, if you know me, you'll be wondering, you'd be surprised if I didn't have any social media strategies. Now, Twitter searches are powerful. What you do is, using the search box at the top of Twitter, you search recommend plus social media, recommend plus Facebook, recommend plus Twitter, recommend plus Facebook ads, recommend plus Facebook advert. So what you do is you first of all look or think of the name that people use to describe you, and then you think of all of the individual problems or pains that what you do solve, and you search for the whole lot. And in the results of those searches will be people waiting to buy. So can anyone recommend someone who can set up an account on Facebook, for example? Can anyone recommend a social media manager? If you're an accountant in Brighton and you search for recommend plus accountant, there are people there waiting to hire an accountant. And do you remember at the beginning I told you about how to retain clients? What clients want, if you're managing social media for clients, what they want are consistent leads that they then can convert into sales. As a social media manager, you're not responsible for the sales, you're responsible for getting them the quality leads. You do those searches for your clients, what their clients call them, and the individual problems that they resolve, and you will find leads regularly that you can put your client in front of. And that's how you keep them. Because when they've got a stream of leads coming through, they're not going to turn that tap off. And many of our clients are coming in, have been with us years, for that reason. Every single day we do those searches for them. It's a winning strategy, and you know, there's so few people that actually bother doing that. And it's also amazing for referrals. If you're a local business and you search for, say, recommend plus Birmingham, you will find people looking for something or other in Birmingham. And you could refer that person searching to someone that you know. And referrals are extremely powerful also. Because you send Joe Bloggs a referral, the chances are at some point he's going to remember that and he's going to send you one back. It's powerful. Now, when we talk about setups, when I first started doing social media, a setup was actually to set somebody up on Facebook or Twitter. But nowadays, most people have those accounts. So when we talk about setup now, we're talking about optimising what they've already got. So basically the audit and then the improvement to make their account convert better. So always charge for the setup alongside the month management up front. Or be warned, they'll keep coming back and want tons of tweaks. They've spoken to their mate down a pub who reckons that we should do this or we should do that. And if you do it for free, they won't appreciate the time that it takes you to do it. Because trust me, as a general rule, setups take longer than you think they're going to take, especially when you do them properly. And when you do them properly, that will be your first wow moment. That's the first point that you can wow them and make them think, oh my God, I'm so happy I hired you. When you do the setup well. So to do a great setup, to have a great setup, make sure you understand what they are trying to achieve and that they have a conversion funnel that will achieve that. If not, advise them what they're missing. For example, we've had clients who say, like, well, in fact, most clients will say that their objective is to get more sales. Okay, you want more sales, right. How are you tracking how many sales you get from social media? So how do you know, how will you know when you get more sales from social media? Now this is where you start to add value, because if, for example, so part of the setup process, you'll go and look for who they should be following. You'll start building a network. Now let's supposing that today you do these searches and you find them people to follow, and you start following them and you start a conversation, and it's just a quick conversation, and then it's it, right? In 6 months' time, the client meets that person at a networking event and has a conversation with them in more detail, and then orders. The buyer won't remember connecting with you 6 months ago. They'll remember the conversation. So when the customer, if even the customer ever asks, how did you hear about us? The natural assumption would be at the networking meeting, but that's not the truth. So you want to be sure that they can track what they want to achieve. Otherwise, when they sit down and think, right, okay, so what are we getting from this social media management? Well, nothing. But the reality was that 6 months ago you followed them. 6 months ago they've been seeing your updates, and then they finally meet in person, and the client got the sale. So actually you did. That was as a result of your work that they got that sale. But unless they can track that, you ain't going to get the benefit of it. And they're going to go, well, I can't see that you're getting us any results. Same with leads. You go, right, what do you want? We want them to get downloads of our ebook. How will you know if they come from social? Well, the right answer is that you use a special link, a tracking link, that they call a tracking link, so that you know who's clicked on it, how many people have clicked on it, and inside the system, especially if they're using Infusionsoft, inside Infusionsoft it'll tell them where they've come from. So sit down and map out the journey to the client's objective that they've stated, and make sure that you can prove your involvement in it. When you're deciding who to follow, and when you're setting up pay-per-click adverts, target buying interest. The target people who are most likely to buy is one group of people. So when I do Facebook advert, I'll target an interest that I'll target is Infusionsoft, because I know people who have bought Infusion are investing in their business. I'll target Aweber because people are buying Aweber also, but I don't target MailChimp, because a good majority of MailChimp users are there because it's free. So they're not buying, that's not buying traffic per se. That makes sense? Now at the same time, you also want to target people who are ahead of where they want to be and build relationships. Like in my case, what I did 4 years ago was to connect with and start commenting on their stuff and engaging with them, the likes of Nick and Dan, the likes of Nicola Cancross, the likes of Joanna Martin, Fiona Hatt, those people that I aspired to be. I started networking with them online so that they got to know who I was. Before they met me, they knew my name. Get under the skin a little bit, but in a nice way, add value. And you can do the same thing for your clients. It's all down to the conversations that you have with them. And also their peers, so that they can build a network of people that they might be able to work with or outsource to or what have you. Yeah? Research what their competitors are doing. So model the good stuff and do away with the bad. Don't repeat the bad stuff. Create adverts that stand out. And like I said, set up conversion tracking and remarketing. Facebook remarketing. It's code that you can post or paste inside the head area of their website. And it tracks the people who visit their website or specific pages and allows you to target Facebook adverts at them. Now, even if they haven't hired you to do Facebook adverts, even if they've expressed zero interest in doing adverts, by setting up remarketing from day one, it's another wow. Because in 6 months' time, when they go, right, I think it's time that we thought about Facebook adverts, you can go, that's great, because we've got the remarketing code, so now we can target everyone that visited your site. Wow. But do it ahead of when they're asking for it. And inside the university, we've got a whole program where you can learn about remarketing. How do you get from charging £350 a month to £2,000 a month? Sorry, did you hear that? There's a massive loud motorbike just went by. So the key to charging higher fees is trust and authority, and you can build both on social media via email marketing, so you have a lead magnet and you collect data. I hope you've got a lead magnet. It's essential that you've got a lead magnet, and through remarketing yourself. You can have referrals to larger companies. People that are inside larger companies can get you referrals in the door. You can partner up with copywriters, designers, etc., so that you've got multiple services on offer. So you now become a kind of agency rather than a single person. And you can hire your partners on Elance. Until I hired staff full time, all of my outsourcers came on Elance. So I paid them their lower rate, and I charged my higher rate, and the difference was mine. With bigger clients, where you've got clients that are making good sales, and they've got effective tracking, you could charge them, instead of charging them a fee, or on top of charging them a fee, you could charge them 10% of the sales generated from the advert that you do, so that you've got a bit of, what do they call it, skin in the game. Put a bit of skin in the game. So if they're generating 20,000 in sales from your adverts, that's 2,000 for you a month, or 50,000 is £5,000 for you a month. That's another way of increasing your income, or more ways of increasing your income. You can get referrals in from partners like web designers or graphic designers or business advertising marketers or social media agencies, bigger agencies who need help with the business social media marketing. Now I had a pretty good setup with a couple of the best of franchisees, and the best of is like a community website. So these guys position themselves as in the middle of their local area as the go-to person for small businesses. And so consequently, when one of their clients needed some help with social media, they would go to the best of person and ask for referrals. So I had partnership arrangements set up with them where I would charge them my rate and they would put 20% on it, or they would charge my rate plus 20% and I'd keep them back 20%. There's two different ways that you can do it. You can either give them a referral fee, in which case the relationship is between the end client and you, and they just get, the introducer just get paid for introducing. Or you can do what they call white label. Now when you white label, it's you are working for the introducer and the client is working with the introducer. So you don't ever get known to the client. As far as the client is concerned, you don't actually exist. So that's a good setup if you're not confident selling, because then somebody else is doing the selling. If you don't want to be front of house, if you'd rather just get paid to do a great job, white labelling is a good little setup for you, because that's exactly what it is. But if you're like me and you like being front of house, then referral fees work better. It's just whatever your personality type. But build a strong relationship with these partners, because they are going to trust you with their client. And I don't know quite why it is, but clients that come via referrals do tend to stay around longer, and they're easier to manage and they need less hand-holding. I think it's probably because the introducer is like the bridge in between you. So rather than coming straight to you, they go to them. But that is how it is. So there are some kinds of red flag clients, and when I was creating this slide I was trying to think what is the best way of describing to you a red flag client. And in fact the conclusion I came to is that a red flag client is different for everybody. But the one thing that we all have in common is gut instinct, intuition. And if you're talking to a client and your intuition, gut instinct tells you no, listen to it. Because in the past I've ignored it. I've said, no, it'll be fine. And I've gone with it and then later down the line regret it. So if at any point your intuition is saying this isn't right, get out. Don't take the client. Don't take everybody that offers you money, because it's not going to... You'll end up getting up one morning resenting the business that you've created and then having to get out of the contract. So it's easier to say no if your upfront feeling is no. But the takeaway from this slide is to trust what your gut is telling you, because it won't let you down. So when you're managing multiple accounts, or when you're managing your own accounts and you've got loads of other things to do, you want to save some time. And the way that we save time is, number one, we have what we call a content library. And a content library is a spreadsheet where we add all of the possible descriptions and links that we'll ever need to schedule social media posts, so that when we do come to schedule, everything's in one place. So it's a spreadsheet, and in the first tab is for blog posts. So column A is the title or the description of the blog post. Column B is the link to the blog post. Column C is the date that you wrote the blog post. Because if you're in an industry like mine, where Facebook changes the rules every bloody 5 minutes, I need to be able to see easily when that blog was written, so I know whether it's still valid or it needs editing. And then the next two columns are the dates that you posted that blog on Facebook and Twitter, so that you can see when you last posted it, so that you don't keep posting the same thing all the time. The next tab is for pages on your website and independent standalone sales and squeeze pages. So the name of the description in column A, column B is the link, and column D are the dates that you posted on Facebook and Twitter. The next tab are for videos on YouTube. Column A, the title or the description. Column B, the link to the video on YouTube. Column C and D, when you posted them on Facebook and Twitter. In the next tab, it's anywhere else you've got any content. If you've got Pinterest content or anywhere else that you want to share, same. Title, description, column A, column B is the link, column C and D when you posted it. Now in the next tab, what we do is we add the links to any websites that have like article sites that pump out relevant content to the client audience. So for example, on the small business audiences, we'd look at sites like Business Matters, where they put out articles relevant to small business owners. So we just have the link on in a cell on the spreadsheet, so that when we're setting up posts for the next 7 days, we can quickly go to the sites and see the articles that they are there right now. It may be that you just save them in a bookmark folder instead. It might be that you sign up to their newsletters. You can do that as well. We also do sign up to the email bulletins, and we save them in a folder in our inbox per client, so we can see all the emails quickly when we're doing the scheduling. So you want to schedule output for the next 7 days. So that means you sit down 1 day a week and you schedule for the next 7 days. So the rest of the days you can focus on engagement, because it is the engagement and the active engagement, active interaction that drives the relationship, that drives the sales. We use Trello for managing our team. I'm quite new to Trello and we're still using the free version, but my project manager introduced me to it, and it's ace because I can see at any one time who's doing what job and where they're at with it, and I love it. Because they're remote, rather than me keep emailing them all the time, I can see exactly what they're doing. We use Dropbox, a shared team folder, so everyone in the team has got access to it, and within that shared folder, separate folders for each client. So anything that we get from the client gets saved in the Dropbox, so that any one of us can access it. If the person who normally deals with that client account isn't around, anyone can get hold of everything that we have. And that's how we save time inside this business with managing social media for our clients. We've stopped managing social media for our clients now. We're not taking on any new clients. So that's why this opportunity has been created. So of the strategies that I've told you already, can you use at least one of them to get one client for the next 12 weeks? One client a week for the next 12 weeks? I bet you can. Nigel Botterill says that I'm very switched on and position myself well as the go-to person in social media marketing. And that's exactly what you can do too. Remember that I don't go out very much. All of it, everything I've achieved has been done from home. And I'm a trusted supplier for the Entrepreneur Circle. I'm the only social media marketer who is a trusted supplier. And clients that we work with that are members of the circle feed back to Nigel and his team. And he's saying the positive feedback that they get from their clients that have also worked with me speaks volumes. I know what I teach works. So let me ask you another question. Let's say you charge £250 a month and work with 4 social media management clients a month. £1,000 a month. What difference would that make to you? What about if you work with 10 or 20 clients a month and it made 2.5 or 5 grand a month? What difference would that make to you? If you charge 500 quid a month and work with 4, 10 or 20 clients, 2,500 or 10,000 per month, what difference would that make to your life? What if you didn't want to do social media for other businesses but bought yourself 20 clients worth £5,000 a month? What would that mean to you? Or 20 clients at £10,000 a month at 5 if you're charging 500. How about if you went full-time? That was on part-time. What about if you went full-time or you outsourced to do what I do and hire? And let's say you're still charging £250 a month, but you're now working with 40 clients. But you weren't doing any of the work. You weren't doing any of the work. You were paying someone else to do it. Sound good? So this opportunity is not for you if you don't enjoy interacting on social media. If you hate interacting on social media, it's not for you because you're going to spend a large part of your day doing it. And if that's your idea of hell, it's just not going to happen. If you expect clients to fall into your lap, it's not for you either, because you are going to need to put the effort in to getting yourself out there online, not out there in person, unless you want to. If you're looking to sit back and do nothing, you're going to have to work hard initially to build your brand, even if you do outsource later. And if you expect to be making 10 grand a month by this time next week, not going to happen. You know, there are people who will tell you that you can do that, but I'm not one of those bloody bullshitters. I tell you the truth. And the truth is, it takes time. It's entirely doable, but not by this time next week. And you will need to put work in. You will need to be the person getting yourself out there online to get your name known. Now, the Social Superstars University is a 12-week program, and in it I'm going to be teaching my entire processes for how to audit clients' existing social marketing, or how to audit your own, how to design theirs or your profitable marketing plan and conversion funnel, how to set up effective accounts, how to build their or your audience and your audience, and how to create theirs and yours content strategy. I'm going to teach you how to run a social media management business, including pricing services, negotiating contracts, and the new client sign-up process that we take all new clients through. We'll be looking at your online and offline marketing strategy. And note that says marketing, I'm not networking. I'm not going to teach you how to network my way. It's really easy. All you need to do is just go to an event and sit in a chair. That's it. That's all I know. But I'm not going to teach that. I'm going to teach you the marketing. How to network online, not offline, because I've just told you the extent of my offline networking knowledge. How to position yourself online, and how to attract clients that want to work with you. So you're not chasing these people, they're chasing you. How to measure and track ROI, and how to deliver this information to clients or yourself. How to easily understand what's working and what isn't. And how you can leverage your social media management income, or how you can leverage your own consultancy income to introduce additional upsales and passive income streams. We're going to give you the template for the auditing and setup checklist, the template for the customer journey map, so you can design their or your profitable marketing conversion funnel. All the client engagement forms that we use, a content library template, and the client reporting templates that we use in this business. Now, here's the dates for the university training. You will notice that we start on Thursday night. That's this Thursday, 3 days time at 7 o'clock UK. The first live session will be on Thursday at 7 o'clock. For December, we're doing 2 weeks, 2 sessions a week for 2 weeks to bring you up to speed quickly. Then we're going to have a break over the Christmas period and come back together in January. Have another break in February and come back together every week in March. So, rather than spending 12 weeks training and then suddenly off you pop, it's going to be a program that integrates with you doing this stuff in reality, so that we can work with what you've physically got as well as teaching you new strategies. And it's so as to not overwhelm you with all of the training up front, and then you get, if you're anything like me, you'll get a little bit behind and then it gets a bit overwhelmingly behind. So we're leaving space for you to catch up and get on. But if you can't make some of the sessions, don't worry, because they will all be recorded and they'll be uploaded to the private members area in the virtual university campus. So you don't even have to go out to university either. You don't have to leave home. You can do it all from home, and you'll have a campus online. So like I say, we start this Thursday. So that 12-week step-by-step course is worth $3,000, but we've got some bonuses. So the first bonus, and we're going to give you lifetime access to my social marketing profit blueprint mentoring program. And that includes access to all of the monthly group calls that I do with them. Now, this is engineered to give you everything you need to know about building authority online for yourself and how to build a profitable business that you market on social media. So you're going to get lifetime access to that program and all of the group calls, the live group calls that you can come on and ask any questions forever. So that lifetime access is worth $997. So bear in mind that that will continue after we finish the live university session. So as long as you need access to me, you're going to have it live. The second bonus is a done for you Facebook remarketing, lead magnet and tripwire video program. So what that is a Word document with the ebook copy, a Word document with the follow-up email to go out behind the ebook, another one with the squeeze page copy, so the squeeze page that you'll create that you send people to opt in to your free ebook, the copy for that. You get all of the script for the videos, you get the PowerPoint for the videos, you get the emails that go out behind the videos, and you get the sales page copy to sell the video. All of it is there, ready for you to brand and get out there ASAP. And you could also sell this on Fiverr as well. You can use it to build your list and sell it on Fiverr. So basically somebody will opt into your ebook, and then you'll show them the sales page for your video program, so you can sell and you get paid to acquire a new lead. So if you ever do a webinar with somebody or you write guest blogs, you only have to sell, in inverted commas, the free ebook, and the rest sells itself. So that's there for you, all done, ready for you to brand, edit, do whatever you want with. So that's worth $697. Number 3, we're going to give you a branded WordPress website, 5-page website, like the template that you see on the screen there, with your choice of one of those 3 logos in your choice of colour scheme. So you don't have to accept the colours that are there. You can choose one of those 3 logos and change the colours to suit yourself, and the colour scheme that you choose will also be transferred to the website. The opt-in box will be pre-installed, and the homepage copy will be pre-written. And that website is yours. We have got an upgrade, for VIP upgrade for branding. If you don't want our template website or our logo and you want to start completely from scratch and choose your own, I've got a really low cost option to take that at the same time. And you'll see it once you go through the checkout. But that's an option for you as well. But included in the university is the template that you see there in the colour scheme that you choose, with one of those 3 logos in your colour scheme. And that's worth £750, but there's more. The bonus number 4 is, once you complete the course to a satisfactory level, I'll issue you with your Royal Approval Certificate and website badge. You'll get listed in my Royal Trusted Partners directory on my website, and inquiries that come to me for social media management will be passed to you. What we'll do is, over the 12 weeks that we get to know you, we'll know what areas that your strengths are in, and when the leads come in that are a good fit for you, not only will I pass them to you, I'll do the personal introduction. So to say, I know this person and I know that they're great. So that's another bonus for you. And that's worth £450. And there's another one. Number 5 is you're going to get access to a Squeeze Page Toolkit account with 2 pages included. Now, Squeeze Page Toolkit is a drag and drop builder that allows you to create professional squeeze and sales pages. And the page that I'm about to send you to was created in Toolkit. So you're going to get 2 pages included, ready to create your squeeze page to get your ebook out there, and your sales page to get your video series out there. And it fully integrates with MailChimp, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, and virtually any other email service provider that you can imagine. So you get that account given to you for life. And that's worth £120. So the total value here is $6,214. But I want you in my team. So until 5 o'clock on Thursday, this Thursday, you can come on board for $19.97 plus VAT, or 4 payments of $525 plus VAT. After 5 o'clock on Thursday, I'm not yet decided whether I'm even going to let anybody in, but if I do, the price will revert to $29.97. So $19.97 or 4 times $525 until 5 o'clock in 3 days' time. If you're one of the first people to say yes during this webinar, or the first 5 people to say yes from this webinar rather, you're also going to get a full day group mastermind with me, your 2015 Success Accelerator Mastermind group, over here on the island, we'll go to a posh hotel where I do all of my mastermind meetings, and we'll spend a day together in January or February 2015. Now, I haven't put a date on it because what I want to do is call together everybody who's qualified for the day, find a date that all of you ideally can do, all of us ideally can do. So rather than just give you a bonus and then whoopsie daisy nobody can make it, I want you there. Obviously it's a bonus for you and I want you to take it. I don't want to spend a day in a hotel on my own. So we'll decide the date after Thursday when we know who's in. So to spend the day with me one-to-one at 2,000 plus VAT, so the value of this bonus for the first 5 people only is another £400 plus VAT. I want to be able to refer all of the social media management leads that I'm currently turning away to you. And I want to give you everything you need to know in order to successfully manage and retain those clients, or successfully manage your own social media. So socialsuperstarsuniversity.com. socialsuperstarsuniversity.com is where you can find all the information, and it's just 1997 plus VAT, or 4 times 525. So you pay 525 today and then 3 more months thereafter for the next 3 months, yeah? So socialsuperstarsuniversity.com. So what I'm going to do now is just if you buy, just drop us an email to bill@veronicapullen.com, send us your receipt, and then we can make sure that you get in to the day. We'll map off against who. I get an email when the payments come through, so we'll tick you off and make sure that you get your place. Joanna Martin, when I managed Joanna Martin's social media campaign, she saw an unprecedented increase in the numbers that were attending her events in the UK. It was like a 40% increase based on what I'm doing, what I teach, versus what was happening before. So until 5 o'clock on Thursday, it's 1997 or 4 times 525 plus VAT. And then it will go to 2997 plus VAT after we start. So once we're live, the price will go up. socialsuperstarsuniversity.com is where you can go and get all the info, and get in quick if you want one of the first 5. So what I'm going to do now is just flick that off and come back to the questions. I'm going to do the questions, and then I'll let you know how you can get your DVD. That's that. So let's have a look at what we've got. Where's my question book? Right, so the spreadsheet that I was talking about, let's just call it up. Alright. So the spreadsheet in column A is page, blog title, blog link, date, blog written, date posted on Facebook, date posted on Twitter. Okay, so you do that on all of the pages. So this page would be blogs. Then this page will be website and squeeze sales pages. This page will be YouTube. This page will be or anywhere else. Yeah? And then this page will be links to websites with relevant content. And same format as that, except on the pages it won't be the blog title, it'll be the page name. Yeah? So that's what I was saying. Okay, next question. I can find my cursor. I have awful trouble tracking this cursor, it just seems to disappear. Is it okay to specialise in an industry area? Absolutely. Is it okay to specialise in an industry area I have experience in? Absolutely, definitely. That is brilliant if you can specialise, because now you become really, really easy to buy from, because it's really obvious who you help. But at the same time, don't worry if you don't know your specialism yet, because we can figure that out over the course of the programme. If you know it now, brilliant. It took me years to figure that out. A couple of years. Even with clear retail sales, one client did not value social media and thought those sales would happen anyway. The way around it is to make sure that you are reporting what you do that brings in those sales. So that you've got evidence that if you stop doing that activity, they ain't going to get the sale. And you do that by sending them reports every month. So when we find a lead, so like when we do the Twitter search and we find an opportunity and we put the client in front of them, we add it to the report. So we say on the 1st of December, we found this client wanting this thing. And on the 2nd of December, we found this client wanting this thing. And on the 3rd of December, we found this client wanting this thing. We found, not, they didn't find you. So it just by, sometimes you have to be really kind of, well, they always say, don't they, that if you're trying to, effective marketing is able to be understood by a 5-year-old. And you have to kind of report as if you were reporting to a 5-year-old, basically. Make it really bleeding obvious to them. Don't leave it that they have to figure it out for themselves, because they won't. Well, I'm a coach and I want to sell videos. How can I do this? Well, how I do this is I record the videos, and then so there's several ways you can do it. You can record like screen share videos like I'm doing here, so where you can see my screen and I'm talking. Those are the types of videos that I do most often, and I sell those as information products on my website. You can use a PayPal button or via Infusionsoft if you've got Infusionsoft. You can do recording to screen, so like where you're talking to a video camera. You can do that, sell them. You can host the videos on YouTube Unlisted or Vimeo Pro, so that they're private videos. And then you can pop them behind a membership site or just a password protected page on your website. Either way works to get you started. And we're going to be teaching all of that inside the university. So that's going to be part of the program, is to getting you to leverage what you do so that you can have passive income. How can I learn how to use YouTube? I don't use YouTube beyond uploading videos and sharing videos. It's not a site that I'm an expert in. The basics of using YouTube are pretty simple. What I would do is to look for either Google getting started with YouTube, and there'll be somebody on YouTube teaching it, or have a look on Amazon. One thing you can do is look on Amazon, look for books from people teaching it, because there's a book about everything, but it's not for me. Please can I recap on the Recommend Plus Twitter part of the presentation? So what I said was, can I get rid of that? What I said was that you start by thinking about the word that, where is it? Alright. Start by thinking about the word that people use to refer to you. So, like, what do they call you? Do they call you an accountant? In which case you start with Recommend Plus Accountant. Then you start thinking about all of the problems that you've solved, all the pains that you've solved, and list them out. So I solved pains about Facebook, I solved pains about Twitter, about Facebook ads. And you just go through them, use the doodad, what are they called? Speech mark. And try it without and see what difference it makes to the search it. Because you will only find the result will only come up for what people are tweeting. So don't be disheartened if there's nothing there today. Just keep trying it. But basically you're searching for absolutely anything that somebody might be asking for that you can solve. Okay? Right, so we're back here. So, socialsuperstarsuniversity.com before 5 o'clock on Thursday for just $1997 plus VAT, or 4 times $525 plus VAT. The first 5 will get the full day mastermind with me and 4 others in the room. And let's just check the question to be done for the question. Okay, so £6,200 worth of value, just 1997 or 4 times 525 at the socialsuperstarsuniversity.com until Thursday at 5. And if you want the free videos, the DVDs, go to veronicapullen.co.uk/DVD and fill in the form, and we'll post you the DVDs within the next 28 days. It's not going to happen tomorrow. We need a bit of time because they've got loads of them to go out. So we've got to give us a bit of time to write the envelopes out and stuff, and lug it all down the post office. So socialsuperstarsuniversity.com to get access to the programme, and veronicapullen.co.uk/DVD to get access to the DVDs. And don't forget the small group intensive mastermind over here in January or February of 2015 to kick off your 2015 and make it your best ever success. So we're going to figure out the way of making it a success for you. So, socialsuperstarsuniversity.com until 5 o'clock on Thursday. What is a squeeze page? A squeeze page is a single page where the visitor has 2 options. The first option is that they give you their name and email address. The second option is that they close the page. So basically it's a page that exists entirely on its own. Not like a website page. It's got headers and sidebars and stuff all around it, all other things to distract. It's just a page that you go to where you've got the headline and the image of the lead magnet and the compelling copy, with the objective to get them to give you their data. Now, collecting the name and email address is called squeeze. It's referred to in the very masculine energy of internet marketing as squeezing your prospect, squeezing the data out of them. it's not a very feminine energy word, is it? It's not, but basically, you know, nobody's forced to do anything. They can close the page or they can opt in. So that's a squeeze page. And a sales page is exactly the same, except there's no opt-in. It's just buy now button, but exactly the same thing. There's nothing else around it. You can buy now or you can go. Does that help? Any other questions? Have a question? Okay, so socialsuperstarsuniversity.com. Hang on. We've got a VAT question. What is the VAT? Oh, mine. What is the VAT? 20%. It's a standard VAT. I thought you were going to say, what's the VAT thing with the new digital VAT? And in which case, if that is a question, I've got a webinar coming up for that next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday. So you'll get sent the invite to that. But the VAT on this is 20%. So it's 2,396.40 inclusive for the full amount, or 630 inclusive for the instalment. If you're VAT registered, you can recover it. And if you're not yet VAT registered but decide to be VAT registered as a result of the digital marketing thing that's coming out, then you can retrospectively recover it. socialsuperstarsuniversity.com until 5 o'clock on Thursday. 1997 plus VAT, or 525 plus VAT times 4. One today, one on the 1st of January, the 1st of February, and the 1st of March. And then that's it. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. And it has been recorded. I know there's been a few issues with GoToWebinar this afternoon. I couldn't get in until about 2 minutes before we were due to start either. I was trying from about 1:45 and it was a mare. So the recording will be emailed out to all of you. And I look forward to working with you inside the university, where we're going to really, you're going to get everything you need. I'm throwing basically everything into this program. Fully, it's massively intensive for me, time intensive, but you're getting so much live access to me that we're going to make it work. But starting on Thursday at 7 o'clock this week. If you can't make any of the sessions, they will be recorded. Everything I do is recorded, subject to technology. So you won't miss anything, and you also get a Facebook group. Someone just said, loving your comment about a masculine energy, but it's true though. I don't mean I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but there is definitely different language with a, you know, I'm quite masculine in a lot of my approach is quite masculine. I tend to gravitate towards male mentors, but I know a lot of women that I work with don't like those phrases, and some of the phrases are quite masculine. Squeeze me, squeeze the data out of me. It's just quite a high dynamo thing to say. Yeah, absolutely. Be all the best parts of yourself. I love that. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to working with some of you inside the university. And you will get the replays if there's parts that you've missed. And you've got a couple of days if you need to think on it. But bear in mind that only the first 5 get the full day mastermind with me over here on the Royal Island in January or February, on a date that suits all of us. Most of us, if you can't do it, all of us. Okay, thank you very much for being with me here this afternoon, and I'll catch up with you all again very soon. Bye for now.